Hi everyone, I'm Reading with Jack and today I'm here with my June book haul. You don't really know what these books are because it's a mystery. Some of them are young adult and others are classics. The first few are from Waterstones and the others are from Amazon because I had some money left on my gift card and I felt like buying books. Obviously it was the end of my exams in the middle of this month and I felt like buying books would be some sort of celebration, and it definitely is because buying books is fun. The first book that I got this month is How to Be Bad by Lockhart, Myracle and Sarah Mlynowski. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I know I pronounced it incorrectly, but I don't know the correct pronunciation, so I can't pronounce it correctly. So I'm sorry. Lockhart basically came last weekend to meet my book club at my local Waterstones in Leeds, and basically we meet once a month, and this month she decided to come and visit us as part of her road trip around the UK to different Waterstones stores and places, not just Waterstones I think, to promote this new book. It just sounded really good, so I thought I would buy it. It was great to talk to Lockhart about reading and writing. She really had some great opinions and she was very inspirational. She basically described it as a road trip with 3 different friends who each have very different identities. I believe it's to do with their different religions. One of them is a Jew, one of them's a Christian, and the other is an atheist. And they basically have to survive on this road trip despite their differences. It's all about their friendship. It definitely sounds like a really fun, quick summer read, and Lockhart kept saying that it was very funny and quite comical, so I'm hoping that it will be. It should just be a really quick, fun read, so I'm excited to get around to it, and obviously it was great to meet Lockhart, and this is signed. So signed books are obviously very nice to have. I have Lockhart's signature and then the other 2 writers as well. They weren't there at the time, but they signed it previously on a book plate and then Lockhart stuck it into the book. The next book I got is one that I've already read, but I didn't have the physical copy. It is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I read this in February as part of a review. I was reviewing it on NetGalley and I did a video on my channel if you want to check that out. I absolutely love the Beauty and the Beast fairy tale retelling and all the twists in it, and it was just so good. I absolutely loved it, and the characters were great. Feyre and Tamlin, I just loved them. I loved reading about them. The world building was fantastic, really complex, and it even has a map inside, so books with maps are always fun, and if I can find it I will show you because it's just great to have maps and to know where things are, and I just love this book, so good. The next book that I got is another one from Waterstones, and it is The Young Elites by Myracle. I absolutely loved Myracule's Legend trilogy. It was really fantastic, really impressive. I really loved the world building in that and the characters in particular. Day and June were just so good. I really connected with them and emoted with them, so I felt like I would pick up her other series because it sounds good as well. Apparently it's not as good as Legend. It tends to get mixed reviews as opposed to really positive reviews, but I really love Myracule's way of telling a story nevertheless, so it should be quite enjoyable. I'm actually going to read out what it says on the back because I feel like it is a good idea to do that because I don't really know much about it myself. I am tired of being used, hurt and cast aside. Adelina Amoretru is a survivor of the blood fever, marked by a jagged scar where her left eye once was. Branded as a malfetto, an abomination, she is cast out from all that she ever knew and loved. Adelina finds sanctuary with other malfettos and discovers that the disease has left her with more than just a scar. She is a mysterious and powerful gift. She is a young elite. But Adelina's ability is stronger than any young elite before her, and unless she can control the vengeful darkness growing in her heart, Adelina could be a danger to them all. It is my turn to use, my turn to hurt. That sounds really good. It sounds really gripping and intense, and I'm just really excited to get into another world created by Myracle because I'm just hoping for the best. It should be a good read. The next book I got is from Amazon, and it is Marina by Ruiz Zafón, who is of course one of my favourite authors. He probably appears in every single video that I do, and I just had to buy this book because a lot of people have been recommending it to me over the last year. I thought it'd be fun to read one of his young adult books as opposed to one of his adult books like The Shadow of the Wind. I have to say this cover is beautiful as well. I mean, this rose here is just fantastic and really stunning, and I love the colours and the spine as well. I believe it's part of this new design for Ruiz Zafón books that seem a little bit more up to date. I really like these new designs, and I'm going to have to buy them for the Cemetery of Forgotten Books series as well because they look fantastic on a shelf. I'm going to read what it says in the back again because I just think that it sounds good. I read it earlier and it sounds very gripping. In May 1980, 15-year-old Oscar Dre vanishes from his boarding school in Barcelona. For 7 days and nights, no one knows his whereabouts. His story begins when he meets the mysterious Marina. She takes him to a graveyard where they witness a macabre ritual. On the last Sunday of every month, a coach appears. A woman shrouded in black descends, holding a single red rose. She walks over to a gravestone that bears no name, only the emblem of a black butterfly. When Oscar and Marina follow her, they begin a journey that takes them to the heart of a forgotten post-war Barcelona. Beneath the streets, a dark secret lies waiting. And on the front as well, it says, "We all have a secret buried under lock and key." So it's going to be a mystery, I'm supposing. A mystery gothic tale. It sounds really good. It sounds intense and exciting. So I just can't wait to get around to this. I know Carlos Ruiz Zafón always tells amazing stories. He's got a very fantastic talent for telling stories, so I'm excited to get around to it. The next book that I got is Tremor by Wherein I, and this hasn't yet arrived, which is very annoying because I really wanted to film the book haul today, which is obviously what I'm doing, and the book still hasn't arrived. However, I thought I would show a picture on the screen so I can still talk about it, and this was recommended to me by Felipe from the YA Reader, who I will link in the description box below. I was asking on Twitter for some different book recommendations, and this stood out of all of the ones that were recommended, so I'm so excited about this, and I'm going to read the synopsis from Goodreads. Actually, for some reason Goodreads has just decided to uninstall itself from my phone. I just had it on as well. It's finally updated again and come back. I don't know why it disappeared. That's really strange, actually. I will find the synopsis and then we'll read it. The life William knew has gone. His world has been left devastated by the fossil war. All major governments have been wiped out and the land is now under the control of the company Terrafall. Although Terrafall's intentions seem honest, William wonders if the company will live up to its promises and stop the tremors, which have been plaguing the Earth since the end of the war. And can Terrafall really find out who is behind the recent wave of abductions? When someone close to William disappears, he decides it's time to take matters into his own hands. But in a land that is on the verge of tearing itself apart, is it a life worth fighting for? If your world was falling apart, how far would you go to save it? That sounds really intense. Again, all of these books seem very intense, to be honest, and I'm really looking forward to this one. It's a dystopia. I love dystopia books, so it's going to be a great read. The next book that I got is The Giver by Lois Lowry, and this is from Amazon again, and I don't really like this cover, to be honest. I don't know. I think this was the cheapest one to get, and I actually don't really like it. I don't know what it is about it. I just don't really like the texture. It's just a really weird feel, and I think it must be like a recent movie cover or something, because it says that it includes an exclusive Q&A with Taylor Swift, so I'm guessing that's something to do with the movie. I haven't seen it yet, but I would like to watch it after reading the book in order to compare the two. Again, I'll read out what it says on the back, because to be honest, I don't really know much about it, which is probably kind of bad, but it's got great reviews and everyone seems to like it, and it's been on my to-be-bought pile for a long time, so finally I've got it. Life in the community where Jonas lives is idyllic. Designated birth mothers produce new children who are assigned to appropriate family units, one male, one female to each. Citizens are assigned their partners and their jobs. No one thinks to ask questions, everyone obeys. The community is a world without conflict, inequality, divorce, unemployment, injustice, or choice. Everyone is the same, except Jonas. At the ceremony of 12, the community's 12-year-olds eagerly accept their predetermined life assignments, but Jonas is chosen for something special. He begins instruction in the life's work with a mysterious old man known as only the Giver. Gradually, Jonas learns that power lies in feelings, but when his own power is put to the test, when he must try to save someone he loves, he may not be ready. Is it too soon or too late? That sounds amazing. Really good. I'm really looking forward to this one as well. I mean, so many amazing books in this book haul, like I don't know which one to read first. The next one is a classic, and it's one of the classics that I wanted to read as part of my 5 classics to read in 2015, and it is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Finally, I will actually get around to reading this book, because for some reason I've not bought it in the past, and I really should have, because it sounds like a great book, and obviously with the new book coming out, Go Set a Watchman, I believe it comes out in July, so very soon. I want to read this and then read that as the sequel, so I can't wait to read this. It sounds really thought-provoking with ideas of race, class, good and evil, all of these amazing themes that I love exploring in classics. I'll read out what it says on the back, because I know most people probably do know what it is, but I actually don't know much about this book. Shoot all the blue jays if you want, if you can hit them, but remember it's a sin to kill a mockingbird. Atticus Finch gives his advice to the children as he defends the real mockingbird of this classic novel, a black man charged with attacking a white girl. Through the eyes of Scott and Jem Finch, Lee explores the issues of race and class in the deep south of the 1930s with compassion and humour. She also creates one of the great heroes of literature in their father, whose lone struggles for justice pricks the conscience of a town steeped in prejudice and hypocrisy. Sounds really eye-opening, to be honest. An amazing American classic, really important, that I just need to check out, so I'm really looking forward to this. The final book that I got is The Outsider by Albert Camus, and this is a French book, although it's not in French, which is really stupid because I can speak French and I should probably read it in French. But on Amazon, I didn't have enough money left on my gift card to buy the French version, so I bought the English one, and then I will buy the French one next time if I enjoy it. It's a really renowned French classic. Everyone has read this that studies French, and for some reason I haven't, so I think I will read it. It just sounds really thought-provoking again, to be honest. It sounds like one that's going to make me question the life and the world around me, and I think, to be honest, it's going to be quite philosophical as well. I'm going to read the blurb again just so that you know what it is, because I think it's quite a short book, so if you're wanting like a short classic in translation, perhaps check this one out. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Meursault will not pretend. After the death of his mother, everyone is shocked when he shows no sadness. And when he commits a random act of violence in Algiers, society is baffled. Why would this seemingly law-abiding bachelor do such a thing? Why does he have to show no remorse, even when it could save his life? His refusal to satisfy the feelings of others soon increases his guilt in the eyes of the law. Soon he discovers that he is being tried not simply for his crime, but for his lack of emotion, a reaction that condemns him for being an outsider. So here are all the books from my June book haul that I got this month. I am so excited to read them all. They sound absolutely fantastic, really eye-opening, intense and gripping. So let me know in the comments if you've read any of these or if you're planning to read them in the future. Until next time, I will go now before the books fall down, and I will see you all again in my next video.